We right back on these Ultimate Team streets, and today the topic of conversation is abilities. I'm sure most of the Ultimate Team veterans already know this, but for anybody that's new to Ultimate Team, as you can see on this left-hand side, you get to put a limited amount of abilities on your players. Do want to also clarify, not every player can get abilities, but the ones that can, you get a limited amount that you can put on them. You should also be aware that each ability that you put on costs a certain number of AP. So as you see right here, Bronze Clear-Headed on Keldric Falk costs 4 AP. And once again, as you can see right here, to start the year, we're going to have 12 AP on offense, 12 AP on defense, and 8 AP on special teams. 8 AP for special teams should be more than enough because it's literally just your kicker and punter. So with the fact that you're limited with the amount of AP that you can spend on your players, I'm going to go over what I believe and what I've seen in the game so far, what are going to be the most dominant abilities and cut, at least to start the year. And I went ahead and gathered 3 for each position group. I might move fast, so stay with me. We're going to get into it. So starting off with the quarterbacks, we're going to start off with Magician. Magician was very useful last year. I think it's very useful this year, especially added in the fact that this year you can juke and spin in the backfield with your quarterback. Extender was a really fun, interesting ability that was added last year. A lot of broken sacks and stuff like that. And from what I've seen this year, bro, you're going to want to have Extender on your quarterbacks if you can afford it. The third and final ability I'm going to go with for the quarterbacks is Dot. Dot was major last year. I think it's going to be major once again this year, especially to start the year. Moving on to the running backs, we got to start off with Shifty, man. Shifty, honestly, is my favorite, and most of the time, the only ability I run on my running backs. Number 2, I'm going to go with 360 / sidestep. 360, obviously, if you do more spin moves, and sidestep if you're somebody that likes to juke a little bit more. And to finish out with running backs, I'm going to go with downhill. I'm personally a big fan of downhill because I'm all about trying to keep that same amount of speed. And when you have a higher chance of break a tackle at full speed, it's probably going to be a good chance he's going to break the tackle and keep his speed going. So I like downhill a lot. Moving on to receivers / tight ends. You already know what's first. Takeoff. There's no surprises here. Takeoff gives your receivers the ability to get off the line of scrimmage way faster. So that's going to like lower the chances of you getting sacked and also has a higher chance of them beating their DB. Number 2, this is an interesting one. I'd probably put it on your main number 1 target, short hands. The reason why short hands is going to be so important in my opinion this year is because of new ability that they added on defense. We're going to get to that a little later. And the last one, receivers and tight ends, is definitely going to be cutters, especially early in the game. The first one for O-line, we're going to go with Strong Grip. Strong Grip was actually really popular last year as well. Next up, we have Quick Drop, which is essentially the counter to anybody on defense running Quick Jump. And the final ability I'm going to go with for O-line is going to be Pocket Shield, and it's going to be simply because I feel like it's going to be one of the abilities for O-linemen that is going to activate the most. Moving on to D-line, we're going to start off with Quick Jump. Quick Jump is still going to be very beastly. Next up, I'm going to go with Takedown. With Extender still being dominant in the game, you're going to want to combat that with takedown, being able to have less like broken sacks and stuff like that. And lastly, I'm going to finish up with the rest. Already with the fact that QB heights might affect their like ability to see receivers this year, I think adding in this extra element that will arrest the quarterback, that'll definitely be tough to have on your D-line. Moving on to linebackers, and honestly, I also will put this on the list for defensive backs. We're going to go with Knockout. Next up, we got Aftershock, and Aftershock typically does cost a good amount of AP, but man, if you can afford it, having a player that's going to just wear and tear a lot of different players on the other side of the ball, that's gonna be worth it. And lastly, I'm gonna finish up with Robber. Usually linebackers on pass plays are you know, in zone coverages and stuff like that, so their ability to move around a little bit faster, especially if you're using them, that's gonna be clutch. And finally, DBs. We're gonna go ahead and start this off with House Call. House Call was probably my favorite ability for DBs last year. We all know defensive backs cannot catch the football, and they can't catch the football in the game as well. Put House Call on them, they'll be able to catch the football. Number 2, I'm gonna go with Blanket Coverage / Robber. As you can probably guess, Blanket Coverage if you're more of a man coverage type guy, and Robber if you run a lot more zone. And I already did mention that I wanted to double dip with Knockout for linebackers as well as DBs. I already went over Knockout. And for kickers and punters, I'm just gonna give 1 for each. I'm gonna start off with Deep Range, and of course to finish it up, I'm gonna go ahead and pair Deep Range with Mega Leg. Like I said earlier in the video, some of these abilities are gonna be more dominant or less dominant as the year goes on. But in my opinion, from what I've played so far, that is what I think are gonna be the most dominant abilities for most of the year and definitely at the start of the year.